As a multifaceted professional with close to 2 decades of career experience, JT Oshoke Abu is a certified human resource management professional, project manager, life and career coach, corporate trainer, public speaker, and an author. His expertise spans multiple sectors, including banking, international development, humanitarian work, and management consulting, where he has worked with numerous clienteles across industries. He holds a master's in educational administration and planning, as well as a first degree in education. He is a member of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management Nigeria, CIPM, and a member of the Project Management Institute, PMI. His career journey has propelled him to the senior leadership team of an international development organization operating in Nigeria, where he leads the business systems operations team.
I thought you would clap. I thought you'd be clapping. So let's put our hands together as we bring up our first speaker in the person of Mr. Oshoke. Get ready for the explosion. Can you be upstanding as we bring him up? Can you put your hands together? Can you make it louder? Can you make it louder? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Please, you may be seated. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for having me. My name is JT Oshoke Abu, and I'm utmost delighted to be in your presence. I want to say a big thank you to the leadership of YPF and to the organizing committee of this Shift Conference 2025 for honoring me, for finding me worthy to be a keynote speaker in this year's conference. I felt really welcome since yesterday that I came in from Abuja. Thank you for the reception. Thank you for the warm welcome. I've really felt special since I've been here. And I do hope that the time we have to spend together this morning and spanning into the afternoon will be well invested, and you would receive much more than you have come here to receive. Are you ready to receive something? Somebody said, blessed are those who do not have expectations. Do you know why? Blessed are those who do not have expectations. Why? They what? Say something, somebody. They will not be disappointed. So I like to descend into the arena. So I don't like to stay static, right? So in my presentation, I like to move around. I like very engaging speech. As much as it is a keynote delivery, but I also like to really engage with the audience that I'm privileged to stand in front of them, right? So I will be employing your feedback, your response. And I do believe that this time that we have, as I share with you on unlocking potential, you're going to be seeing some slides being displayed. When you have expectations, it means that, like our president and our secretary has already said, you're going to have something to put them down. The brain may not take everything. Yeah? They say the bluntest pen or pencil is sharper than what? The brightest brain. So you want to put down something, maybe your phone on your notepad. And not just for my session, for all the sessions and all the speakers, all the sessions you'll be having, the speakers that will be speaking in the next 2 days, I believe that you will need to have something to go home with. So very quickly, So I'm speaking to you today on unlock your potential, building the leader within. So my job here really, what is my job? My job here today is to provoke you. Somebody say provoke. I can't hear you. Say provoke. So I want to provoke you. How many of you want to be provoked? But you will not sin, don't worry. So my job is to provoke you. Provoke you to think. Provoke you to desire. Provoke you to want more. So look at yourself and say, you know what? I think there is more for me. I think there is so much more inside of me that I should be given. I don't know if my slides are coming up now. Are you seeing slides? Just that feedback? Are you seeing some slides being displayed? Okay, I'm sure they will do that really soon, so that you can really follow the story and follow the journey. Please, maybe let me know if you're seeing that. Okay, before we do that, quickly, I just want us, whilst we are waiting for that, please, I want us to do a visualization. Can you please close your eyes? Just close your eyes. Don't worry, nothing funny will happen. Can you just close your eyes for a moment, just a few seconds? I want you to take you on a journey of imagination. Just imagine yourself. Just imagine you. I want you to just close your eyes for a few seconds. Imagine where you are now. Just imagine where you are. Where are you? Look at your life. Look at your career. Look at your profession. Just imagine where you are. And then begin to visualize where you want to be. Are you satisfied? Are you okay? Do you like where you are? Do you think there is more to you? Do you think there is so much more you can have? Look at that dream life. If you were to have a blank check, if you were to have a blank ticket to choose anything, any kind of life you would want to live, picture that life. 10 seconds to go. Picture that life. Picture it. Picture it. Picture it. If today were to be the end, would you be satisfied? Would you be happy? Would you think, I've done all that is required? Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Did you like what you saw? How many of you liked what you saw? Where you are now. Did you like it? Do you think there's more? I can see some heads nodding. How many of you liked what you visualized? Future. You like that? I get a lot of affirmations. Yeah, beautiful. It means you saw what you could be. There's so much more. So my goal is, in the end of this conference, and after my delivery this morning, by God's grace, what I want to do is to be able, and that's why the Shift Conference, is to look at the position where you were when we started this exercise and shift you. Somebody say shift. And move you, transition you from that place where you were to the other place where you ended the visualization. And if we're able to do that, because everything starts and ends with what? The mind. With the mind. So how far you can visualize is what's going to determine how well you will be able to reach. How many of you have been to the graves before? Cemetery, burial ground. You've been to the cemetery? Okay, I wanted to show you a picture of me in a cemetery. So I wish you could see that. Maybe just to bring out a picture. A beautiful cemetery. You know, how many of you been to a beautiful cemetery? Our cemetery is beautiful. Are they beautiful? Let me get you now. Our cemetery is beautiful. No. You've not been to beautiful cemeteries. I wish you'd have seen that picture. So that cemetery was the Arlington Memorial. It's a cemetery in Washington, D.C. In November last year, by God's grace, I happened to go for vacation with my wife, and I visited that place, a tourist attraction in the U.S., right? And I took some pictures there. It's a beautiful cemetery where the people, soldiers are buried in the U.S., where they honor their heroes. JFK and all those, you can see where they were buried, the eternal flames and all that. But then, you take pictures, and then the picture, you want to drive home a meaning. So my purpose for wanting to display that picture is not to tell you that I've traveled. No, that's not the purpose. The purpose was to show you that in a burial ground, in a cemetery, there are so many dreams, and that is the richest place where you find dreams, where you find potentials. The question will be, those people lying there, forgotten, did they fulfill their God-given potential? Did they live life to the fullest? Did they maximize their time whilst on earth? And I was going to show you, while they're working on that, I was also going to show you a palm tree. I love visualization, so that as you see, you connect with words, right? Just visualize that, visualize it. The next thing I want you to visualize, how many of you have seen palm fruits before, like a palm? Yeah? Palm kernel, the fruits. You've seen them before. So you visualize two seeds. These seeds, you have them little, and then you put them in the ground. You bury them. What's going to happen? After some time, some processes, what will happen? They begin to sprout. They germinate. Growth begins to happen. Two equal seeds with the same potential. What is potential? Potential really is having or showing capacity to become something, to be something, to achieve something. Those two seeds, just go to the palm. Go to the palm seed. Yeah, okay. Maybe start from the cemetery. So I can see you're beginning to see the slides now. All right? Just put it in slideshow and then let's move. If it's going to take a PowerPoint, I can use a PowerPointer here so I can just move them along as I go. But don't be distracted. Just pay attention. Right? So we've done this exercise of visualization. Go to the next, please. Thank you. So, yes. So unlocking potential, this begins with self-realization, awareness, dissatisfaction, decision making. Go next. I don't know if you've seen the palm. Have you seen the palm? Just go to the palm, please. Okay, go to the grave, go to the cemetery, so I can show them the beautiful cemetery. Maybe, okay, beautiful. So this is what I was trying to tell you. You see how beautiful? I mean, just so, that's white, all beautiful, all aligned, all straight, massive. You would walk and your legs, kilometers, expanse of land, and then go now to the palm fruits. These two palm fruits, kernels were planted, right? You plant them and look at them. You see they begin to sprout, palm seeds. Go to the next. They have the same potential at this point. But eventually, after planting, and then there is an expectation. Let's see if they are going to realize their giving potential. Remember, having or showing the capacity to become. There is a capacity to grow and to bear fruits, to become really grown and begin to produce. So potential, on one hand, there is a tree, that is one seed, that couldn't realize their full potential. Are we together so far? Am I communicating somebody? All right. You see, on the other hand, the fruits that is fulfilled, because they are able to bear, they are able to produce, and they are able to maximize what was available to them. And that is really potential versus fulfillment. Go to the next one. Now, potential, like I've said, is God-given. It is God's design that we are more. It is God's design, and therefore He gives us talents. He gives us gifts. He gives us so much inside of us that we have to do is unlock them. You see, we're now nurturing. without watering, without developing the potential, then we are going to remain fallow or dormant. Fallow or dormant, without fully realizing the full potentials for which we as humans were created and designed. Now let's go to the next one now. Now, you see, your environment matters. You see, the palm fruits, the palm seeds, they were in environment. And that's why I say this to say that you must choose your environment wisely. So that means you must associate, be in the company of those that will inspire you to be much more than you were created to be. I say this to congratulate you. To congratulate you for being part of the Shift Conference 2025. Because this is a place where you are going to associate with young professionals, where you are going to associate with young minds, like minds, who are desirous of more, who want to move to the next level. Therefore, congratulations to your neighbor. Say, congratulations, you have chosen wisely because you are here. So let's maximize the time that we have to spend here in the next 2 days. Let's go on to the next one now. Let's go. Remember, we're talking about unlocking potentials, developing, building that leader within you. Now, there is a leader within every one of us. I go to this place now. I hope you're following. There is a leader inside every one of us. How many of you believe that? You believe there is a leader inside of you? Do you believe that? So don't squander the potential living a life that amounts to far less than the one you're capable of living. Somebody quoted that, man, because there's so much more. He says your potential is limitless when you decide to pursue it. So potential, when you decide to pursue it, there is no limit to what you can achieve there. So there is a leader inside of us. All we need to do is do what? Unlock it. When we look inwards, it has nothing to do with position. We're talking about leadership here. We're talking about leading. It has nothing to do with who you are. It has nothing to do with where you were born. All you need to do is realize that leaders are born, not born, rather they are made. You must awake the leader that is inside of you. There is a fallow, dormant leader inside everyone, and that is a potential that I am trying to attempt to awaken in somebody this morning. I don't know if you are that person. There is something inside that is birthed in, that is innate, that is a potential waiting and begging for expression. Waiting and begging for expression. Why do we need to lead? Unlocking potentials, building the leader within. Why do we need to build the leader inside of us as humans? Because when you fail to lead, it's going to bring about limitations. Where are those limitations? When you fail to lead, you will be limited with opportunities. Failure to lead will lead to loss in opportunities. It will limit your influence. It is going to limit your impact. It will limit your growth. It will limit you becoming. We have professionals here, don't we? We have core members. Do we have core members? Corpers, NYC, do we have them in the house? Do we have, yes, we have core members. We have business persons perhaps. Maybe you are self-employed. You're an entrepreneur. Do we have such in the house? Entrepreneur, self-employed, beautiful. Do we have career professionals? You're in one profession or the other. Beautiful. You see, this mix, if you do not build the leader inside of you, then you will be limited. Remember the grave. It means somebody could go there without fully realizing the full potential. And then remember the palm seeds. It means you could be there without fully budding, growing, and attaining the heights for which you were designed to move on to. So I'm moving my slides. I hope you are seeing them because I have one in front of me too. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Great. So what we want to do is to unlock it. And that's what we're going to try to do. Everyone is born with potential. Not everyone is going to realize that. There's so much more we can tap into. And I'm just hoping that somebody is going to be able to tap into the God-given potential. Now, how do we unlock these potentials? I'm going to use a case study. There is a case study. Whilst I'm going to be sharing some personal stories, I'm going to be sharing the stories of others, but there is a young man that I want to use as a case study to drive home the point of unlocking potentials and building the leader that is inside of us. I don't know how many of you have ever heard of DJO, David Jesse Obed. Have you heard of that name before? David Jesse Obed. How many of you know him? DJO, David Jesse Obed. I'm getting some nods. Anybody? You know him? You know him? Let me know. Who is DJO? Who is David Jesse Obed? Yes. Let me test some minds.
Is David in the Bible that killed Goliath?
Wow. Do you agree with that? What was his full name? So if you were to be living in our era today, what do you think they would call him? He would say DJO, David Jesse Obed. Do you agree with that? After all, you have somebody say, I'm a bat. Bat. Right? What does it, you know now? People have acronyms. You know? So in this context, in our era, so he would have been JFK, John F. Kennedy. Yeah? So David today would have been a DJO. They would have said King DJO. I tell you this to share this. Now David was just what? He was once a shepherd boy. So he was a professional in his own right. Do you agree? He was a pastoralist, so he would go and cater for the flock. So that was his own profession at about a young age, right? And then he was doing that. So I want to draw out certain lessons, how he was able to unlock the potentials of leadership that was already inside of him by being diligent, by being disciplined, by waking up early. You live in the north, you know what it means to take herds out there, you know, right? So you need to wake up early, you need to be strategic, you need to know that there's greenery in this area, there is this mountain to go to, and then there's water brooks in this location, this place is dry, you know. So he was that strategic and he led himself. So he was a self-leader. I didn't see any accounts where they said he had other people with him. Perhaps I think there should be, because you know, there should be some other people he was managing who would say, oh, you go to that side, you go to that side. Perhaps they were not so poor, right? And so maybe one person. But the story is that it was him. That means he was leading something. For you to lead somebody, you must what? Lead yourself. And that's what the essence we want to talk about. That's what we're saying. For you to be successful in leading others, if you have not been successful leading yourself, you cannot lead me. Hello? Am I talking somebody? For you to lead others, you must lead yourself first. Pastor said, follow who know road. Will you follow person who know road? It means for me to lead myself, I am leading and I'm going somewhere, and then a follower would now see that I'm going somewhere and they will be confident to follow me. No wonder when the time came, he was able to now lead a whole nation. That's what we're talking about. All right, so I've warned you already. I've already hinted you that I like to move around, yeah? And one of the ways is so that you can also move with me and then you can follow what we're doing. Now, it started with self-awareness, discovery. Everything starts with discovery. Tell somebody, discover. Discover you. You see, in those isolated moments where you go alone, David, he would go to the pasture field, he would go to the mountains. Those are quiet places. And then reflections, I believe, began to happen. We can see from some of the Psalms written, where you use nature to write hymns, use nature to write songs, to compose. And then one of the things you began to notice was realization of strength. Realization of strength and weaknesses. That's my co-speaker. Hello, that's my co-speaker there. So in self-awareness, with self-awareness will come realizing your strengths. Realizing your what? Strengths and your weaknesses. Finding the talent. And then what comes natural? For someone like a David, he began to see, what are my strengths? Strengths, he began to discover he could write. In those moments, quiet moments, he began to discover I could compose. I could play the strings. I could play the harp. I could, in this world, they would have said he's a music producer or he's a writer. That is just begin to picture the contemporary time. So he had those kind of talents he discovered in those places. He discovered passion. He discovered passion for leading. And how did he manifest this passion? When the lion came and the bear came to do what? To snatch. Because he was so passionate, he ran after the destroyer or the devourer and he tore them apart to protect the herd. And that is a good sign of what? Of leadership. When nobody is watching. Hello? So you lead when no one is looking at you. That's self-leadership. You don't need the cameras in front of you for you to be able to do that. So the next thing is for you to have a vision. I'm sure David had a vision. Do you have a personal vision for yourself? To build a leader within, you must visualize. You must have a vision statement for your life. Where do you see yourself? This is a statement. It is a picture of where you see yourself in the future. How far do I want to grow? Where do I want to go to? So I'm just a core member now. So I'm just an entry-level professional. I just started my house job, my housemanship. I just go posted to this place. I'm just a teacher. I'm just this. I'm just that. I'm starting. I'm a mid-level. I'm already a C-suite. I'm an executive or whatever level you are now. There is a picture you must have of where you see yourself. Somebody say picture. Picture. You must always have that picture of yourself. It's like a lens where you can see really far. How far do you see? Some people don't see far. Some people don't see beyond their noses. They don't see beyond just today or the immediate tomorrow. Some are able to visualize. For you to lead, you must see. I want to lead, and therefore I'm able to visualize that someday. So you are just coming to this organization, entry level. Here you are, but someday I want to lead this office. Someday I want to lead this district. Someday I want to lead this group. Someday I want to do this. It's just a vision. There's nothing wrong being ambitious. Tell somebody there's nothing wrong being ambitious. There's nothing wrong desiring more. God has made us to desire more. He doesn't want us to remain in one place. Therefore, he wants us to own it. So you must have that vision about your life. And then the next thing when you have the vision is to explore. I don't want to remember my case study, DJO, for now. We're still looking at DJO. K, right? David, Jesse, Obed. Try new experiences. Are you here? When last did you try anything new? To build the leader within, you must try something new. Oh, I cannot do it. It can't be done. I'm not sure I'm going to succeed. Try it. You don't shoot your shot. You don't make your shot if you don't shoot your shots. So you have to try. You have to be able to take risks. It was risky for somebody to go after a bear. It is risky to go after lions. But he took the risk. Hello? Did it pay off? It paid off. And what was he doing with taking the risk? As a HR professional, when you come in front of me, in the last few weeks, I've been doing lots of interviews. And then I sit in the panel interview. One of the things we'll ask you is to say, tell us about a situation. Tell us about a time. We want you to tell us a story using the STAR model. Tell us the situation. Tell us the tasks you were involved in. Tell us the actions that you took, and tell us the results that you got. Am I flowing? Have you heard that before? Use the STAR model to answer an interview question. One day came, DJO was faced with a king. Hello? He was faced with the reigning king. And the king said, hey, who is this young man? Tell me about yourself. Who is he? What has he done before? Hello? What was he saying? Oh, he's the son of Jesse, the son of Obed, the son of Boaz, from the family of this, right? What has he done before? O king, once upon a time, have you read that in your scriptures? He began to narrate his story. That was him telling us the situation, telling us what he was involved in, and he told us what the result was. What he had just done was to audition for what? For leadership. Hello, somebody. Are you seeing what I'm saying? Before the entire nation, he auditioned for a position of leadership. But that auditioning, that preparation, didn't just happen on that day he came forth. It happened where? Somewhere in isolation. Somewhere alone. Somewhere in the wilderness. Somewhere in the mountains. Somewhere in the brooks. Whilst he was doing what he was doing. So I don't know what you're doing there. You think you're building a story for yourself. In that office, that business that you have, when you come to pitch before Bank of Industry, before NISL, before any other facility, I used to work in a bank. When you come to pitch with your business proposal, what do? You're telling them a story. Here are my projections. Here is the background. I have done this and this and this. And with this and this and this, I have gotten this result. Therefore, if you're able to give me this and this and that, I'll be able to get that result. That is you projecting. You see, but you are standing on something you have done. But how would you have the story if you haven't taken the risk? If you haven't stepped up? If you haven't stepped forward? If you have not raised your hand? Tell somebody, raise your hand. In your office, raise your hand. Speak up. Let your voice be heard. That's how you develop leadership. That's how you develop self-leadership. Step out of your comfort zone. If you want to remain in your comfort zone, only what I'm familiar with, only what I'm used to, only what I know, I don't want to try new things, you would never grow. Hello? When you take risks, when you say, I can try. Can anybody do this thing? I can try. It is I can try that will give you the experience. You can try and fail. After all, you said, I can try. Are we together? I said I can try. In the process of trying. In coaching, we say, clarity comes with execution. It is always better to execute than just sit down and be designing, planning, yet never implementing. Somebody who has an idea and is able to step forward with that idea, once he begins to execute, he now begins to say, okay, I shouldn't have done it this way. Maybe I should tweak it like this. Or maybe I should use that. Or remove this, remove that. But if it's all in your head, never implementing, never executing, you will never know how to, you will never gain clarity. And then you're going to remain stuck. You just be there and dying of what we call analysis paralysis, where you are over analytical and then your feet are, you're just stuck. Do something, all right? So you set yourself up for success. The next thing is, to lead others, you must first lead yourself. I've established that already. It's leading self. Let's go into personal leadership now, proper. You see, inner leadership is taking responsibility for your own actions. Taking responsibility for your own choices. It involves making conscious decisions that are aligned with your values and that are aligned with your goals. Let me tell you, where you are today is a function of the decisions. It is a function of the actions that you have taken previously. Hello, somebody. So that place that I asked you to visualize, that state that you say you want to shift from, I want to shift from point A to point Z. You got to this point where you are now is directly proportional to your decisions, to your thinking, to your thoughts, to your actions. And therefore, if I am not satisfied with where I am and I want to move or I want to transition, I want to shift to my next level, it means whatever actions I'm willing to take now is also directly proportional to that place, to that point where I desire to be. Is somebody getting something? Are you catching something? Beautiful. A quote, Peter Drucker, the father of management, he said, being a self-leader is to serve as chief, as captain, as president, or as a CEO of one's life. What he's saying is that you are the CEO of your life. When I say that you are the captain of your life, When I say that, don't go over religious on me now. Huh? Don't go too religious on me. When you go to, you begin to analyze. God is my CEO. Giving, established. God is our ultimate what? Our ultimate CEO. But is he the one that woke you up this morning? Is he the one that will say, go and enroll for that course? Is he the one that will say, go and bait? Is he the one that will say, am I communicating to somebody? It means that you must take personal responsibility. You must take responsibility. Somebody says, God does not give us tables. God will not give you bed. But what will God give you? He gave you potential. What is that? God gives us trees. He gave us plants. And he's expecting you to do what with the plant, with the tree? You must take responsibility to realize that from this tree, if I cut it, I can shape it, and it can give me tables. This tree can give me bed. This tree can give me wood, can give me this, can give me fire. That is the responsibility you must take for yourself. And another person said, all human beings are self-leaders. However, not all leaders are effective at self-leading. I will be effective at self-leading. I am a leader. I will build the leader within me. Now, to build a leader within you, you must, very quickly, you must take ownership. What is taking ownership? It also means taking personal responsibility for your life. You must own your life and believe that nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is coming to do what you are supposed to do. God will not come and give you, fetch water for you and be giving you to drink. You will go to the stream and fetch it yourself. So you must take ownership and stop blaming anybody for where you are. That position you are at work, I've not been promoted for such a long time. Others are moving forward. I feel stuck. It's because I'm not this tribe. It's because I'm not the. Hey, those are some mediocre kind of things we tell ourselves. Hello, somebody. I will break some tables this morning. Should I shatter them? Should I break them? Sometimes mediocrity can become a mindset that is crippling. You just remain in a comfort zone and you tell yourself lies. Not to discountenance the fact that such things exist. They exist, but they don't exist for me. This is you when you choose to be different. When you choose to say, no, my case is different. Say, my case is different. So because if you begin to tell yourself that, you will just accept anything. In football, those days, they say, anywhere belle face. And anywhere life throws you, you go. If they say, remain here, you go. If they say, stay here, you go. But because you are shifting responsibility to take ownership of your life, take ownership of responsibility, and do something about that. Be dissatisfied. Take ownership of your actions. Your actions, remember, has brought you here. Take ownership of your decisions. Take ownership of your outcomes, your results. Don't be satisfied. Be hungry for more. Say, I will be hungry. I will be hungry for more. All right, so I've told you to lead, you must develop taking ownership. Now, you must develop a growth mindset. We hear this all the time, a growth mindset, failure mindset. What is a growth mindset? Really, in essence, it's about embracing challenges. It's about opening up your mind, learning from failures, seeking continuous improvements. When you learn from failure, you see, I knew that some certifications are important for me to grow in my career and my profession as a consultant and all the things that I've been privileged to do. You need certain validations. You need certain accreditations. And then sometimes it may require you go write some exams. You go take, how many of you have written exams before? You've taken professional exams. You see, so I desired more. So some years ago, I said, okay, after getting this, I kept on. But this particular one, it was going to be good for me, project management. I said, I need this certification. So I coupled with work, with career and everything, family. I registered. And finally, after a few lazy period, oh, I'm too busy, I can't do it now. Last year, I went ahead and I wrote it. But guess what? I failed it. How many of you have failed before? You have failed before. Some people don't like to share their failure. They say, no, how can they say I fail? I'm a child of God, I should not fail. Failure is not a bad thing. Say, failure is not bad. Failure is not a bad thing at all. You see, the growth mindset learns from what? Failure. You see, I saw somebody, I saw a pastor, Pastor Ogbu, right? Yeah, I can't say him. So over 20-something years ago, I think I can cite him now. In University of Maiduguri, I mean, I've not seen him in 20-something years. And then I just saw him, he just recognized me. Unimate. I said, oh yeah, Unimate. That's true. You see, I'm one of those type who repeated 100 level. I failed. In 100 level, I repeated, not I'm telling you facts. I repeated my 100 level. Why did I repeat 100 level? Yeah, so many excuses. You could give excuses. Oh, I wanted to become a doctor. I want to study medicine. It's not my catchment area. I'm from Edo State. This is Unimate. And then they gave me education, chemistry education to study. Yes, that's what they gave me. But then, I don't want it. I want to change course. Before you know, I went to take too many courses. I went to take this course here, that one there. I must change to geology, anything at all. Let me just change course. What is available? I went to carry past myself. Say, I carry past myself. And then when it was exam, then I neglected all the education courses. I said, education is for old people. I beg, young person, like, why can I be doing education? What's that? And then when it was time for exam, you can't give what you don't have. I did not prepare. I did not read. So some failure is us, right? Some failure is man-made. And then I went there. I took too many courses. And results came out. I had more than 6 carryovers. You've had carryover before? I can share it. It's my story to glory. And there in the school that day, we had there was a new policy that once you have 6 carryovers, you must repeat. And we were the first people they did the test with. And then we repeated 100 level. But then that birthed an awakening. That birthed a realization of, look, you are not what you study. This cannot make you. This should not define you. And then there was, by God's grace, we had the mercy for a second chance. We picked up our life together, and today, the rest is history. It is not how well. There are people who graduated before us. It's not how well. It's not how far. It's how well. You see? Am I talking to somebody? So last year, with that same mindset, I went for the project management certification. It's a global certification, PMI, regulated. And guess what? I failed. Yes, I failed again. I passed so many other things. Why did I fail? I knew why I failed. I only sat for the exam, 2 weeks preparation. Very busy period for me in the office. 2 weeks of reading, blah, 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 blah. And then something happened. I just narrowly failed, but I failed. But what am I trying to say? A growth mindset will sit down and say, why did I fail? Reassess the situation. What can I learn from this failure? I took the lessons there and I say, you know what? I have 1 year to write it 3 times. Right? They give you 1 year to rewrite it. After 3 times, you are banned for 1 year. You go and, that means you are not ready. Go and stay for 1 year. You go and be ready. When you are ready, all this, you are paying hundreds of dollars. So hundreds of dollars. You know how much exchange rate is. So it's your money. That's your business. So I waited and waited and waited. And May this year, I said, you know what? I want to take this exam because May 12th, it will be expiring. And after that, I'll lose all my money. I have to pay again. So I paid last quarter of last year, So what am I saying? I took these exams again. And this time, I did what? I prepared better. And when I prepared with anger. I said I was going to provoke somebody. You know this anger? This course, I conquer you. Me and you. I vex. I went to the 3 hours to 4 hours exam. They'll give you a very stressful exam, under tension. And I went there. I prepared. I went to write it. When I got there, with the help of the Holy Spirit, and it's not only Holy Spirit, that you must do your part. So Holy Spirit will now bring it to your remembrance. We'll go and study and read. And by God's grace, we went in there, we wrote it. You know when you are writing an exam, say you don't pass. By the time we were done, and then you have to wait immediately, the results will come out. You know whether it's fail or pass. After a few days, you can now know how well did you pass. I passed to the glory of God, and I got certified instantly. The next few days, for 48 hours later, thank you. If you want to clap, clap anyways. Thank you. But that's a growth mindset. Being able to turn failure into success. And then I just did not only pass, I got the highest grade possible. Above target. There is just passing. I passed. But I got above target. That's the highest. Anybody who has taken PMP before. And then I became certified. And today I can say, oh yes, I've gotten that. So what am I saying? For you to lead, you must have that growth mindset. You must be able to learn from failures and develop continuous learning. You must set clear goals for yourself. Say clear goals. Where do I want to be? Where is my target? Make them smart. Of course, you've heard all of that. Have clear goals. As I round up my, I just quickly move on now. Build self-confidence. There is a picture I want you to see there. How many of you seen that picture? You are seeing the picture. Who is looking at the mirror? A cat. What is the cat seeing? Is a cat a lion? But you are who you see yourself to be. Tell yourself, I am who I see myself to be. Tell your neighbor, you are who you see yourself to be. And that's really what it is. So you focus on who you think you are, not what anybody tells you. And that's what DJO took to the battle. When he met Goliath, he said, come on, who are you now? He saw himself as a champion already. And therefore, he could look as a champion and say, now what are you? I will just finish you. It was all about self-image. So what is the self-image? Some people are so timid. They cower to anything in their offices. You see, I must tell you, brethren, I told you I'm going to shake tables. I must be very brutal and honest with you. See, one of the challenges we have when we invite people for interviews, opportunities, especially some of our people, sorry to say, because you've not been able to build that inner capacity. You've not built confidence. You will come for an interview and you're doing, come on. And then you're competing with those other people. Somebody who is prepared, they will floor you. But when you see yourself as excellent, you see yourself, you build capacity. When you come, you are just flowing. You are just talking. So people come with this timid mindset. They are afraid to stand in front of people. They can't talk, come and do presentation. They are stuttering. They are arguing. See, if I told you I used to stammer growing up, would you believe? Would you believe it? Once upon a time, growing up as a child, I was a stammerer. I stammered. Have I stuttered for you? Have you heard that? Have you heard me stammer? Have I been articulating and flowing? It means that anything can be conquered. Anything can be overcome. That fear, the biggest fear in the world, they call it what? How many of you know what is the biggest fear in the world? Do you know it? It's called glossophobia. Glossophobia is the number one fear in the world. It's the fear of standing in front of people to speak. What I'm doing now. If I give some people mic now, they will run. It means that I would rather the ground should open, that means they would rather die. That's what the biggest fear in the world is. Somebody who is talking one-on-one, we just give them mic, say stand in front. That's why some people cannot grow in their office. You know it. You have it in your head. You cannot lead. There is a new position. You are afraid. You are self-sabotaging yourself. It's self-sabotage. You are sabotaging yourself. You can't step up. You can't speak up. That is fear, timidity. So you must see yourself as, so mindset, you must see, in your mind, you must see yourself as more, as a lion instead of a cat. Build character and values. Build integrity. Refuse someone like Saul. David, the DJO. That was character. He had values. When he had opportunity to kill his enemy, what did he do? He said, no, that's character. That's a leader. That's self-leadership. I choose. Courage is a character, is a value. Courageous to go after. And then humility. Yes, I know it. But then you play. You see, there is a difference between humility and humility. Have you heard humility before? Playing small intentionally. A lot of us do that. We say we are playing humility. It's not a word anyways. You say we are playing humility. You can't be humble. Don't be humble. Humility is you intentionally diminish your lights. You are in a place in your platoon as a corps member. in your CDS, in your office, in your market, wherever you're doing, in your class, as a student, you know something, you can step up and lead. They say, we want somebody to lead this committee. Who is going to lead this project? I know. They'll say I'm proud. Which pride? That's how you step up. Sometimes we misconstrue understanding. It's lack of knowledge. My people perish for what? So it's not humility to say, no, I won't do it. No problem. Let him have it. In preferring one another. That's misplacement of... Step up. Don't match anybody. That's what they're saying. Don't match anybody. Don't go and backbite. Don't go and kill anybody behind their backs and badmouth them, talk trash about them so that you can elevate yourself. No. You know you can do something. You say, yes, I can. By the grace of God, after all, I can do all things. Through what? But you start from the mindset. All right? Stand for something. You must have values. Build capacity. You cannot be a leader if you have not, you cannot lead yourself if you have not built capacity. You must build capacity. You must be knowledgeable. You must be vast. You must be an authority. Build capacity. Be an authority in your field. Be an authority in your field. And what does it mean if I say now, the skills that you need, competences. Some people, maybe they finished school 5 years ago, 10 years ago, the same level, that's where they are, same level. You have HND, you're HND, that's all you know. I'm sorry if I'm talking to somebody. 10 years, you have not improved it, you have not done PGD, you have not done professional certification, you have not gone for any training, you have not done any online training, you have not done any in-house training, you have not done nothing. Oh, I have this, I have that. Oh, you have OND, you have diploma. Can't you add more? Can't you add to the second degree? There is what we call the skills pyramid. And it's just a simple example. I will not do that here. If I say, how many of you have first degrees here? Raise your hands. 90%, 80% of people will raise their hands. What's that? It's at the base. Look at a pyramid. A pyramid is largest at the bottom. It means most of us have the basics requirements. If I now say, how many of us have second degrees? Hands will drop. The next rung on the ladder. A fewer people will raise their hand. If I now say, in addition to your second degree, how many of you have professional certifications in your line, in your career? More hands will drop. The pyramid keeps thinning as it's going to the top. Are we communicating? And if I keep saying, who now has PhD? Who has multiple masters? You have an MSc, you have an MA, then you have an MBA, or you have multiple professional certifications. You see, to keep thinning until we get there. And that, you see, at the bottom, opportunities are crowded. Have you seen crabs? When you put crabs inside a bucket, that's where they got crab mentality from. Crab mentality. You know crabs is a seafood. Yeah, it's a sea animal. When you gather crabs, you put them in a bucket. All of them, all these crabs, they will be trying to move up, trying to move up, trying to move up. But you know what the others will be doing? They'll be dragging them down, dragging them down, dragging them down. They want everybody to remain on that level. You need to break out. Tell your neighbor, break out. Sometimes you have to break out from the crabs, from the bottom. And one of the ways you will do that, sometimes you have to break some relationships. Yes, relationship could be a sibling, could be a best friend, could be somebody that you're all together, a colleague that is a negative mindset driven person. That person brings negative energy. When you have a vision to lead, say, I'm going to lead this office someday. I'm going to attain the country director. I'm going to be the branch manager. I'm going to be the regional sales rep. I'm going to be the zonal, the zonal, whatever, you know, I'm going to be the lead taker. You just a dream, is it possible? Sometimes you don't need those people around you. Break off. They can still be your friends. I'm busy. Because you know that, you see, when you have a vision, you become a slave to your vision. Your vision becomes a burden to you. Because you are pursuing it, you are purposeful. You become, that's what you are driven about. It's not about this one who are telling you, we're okay where we are now. You own too much. You just did certification last year. You are doing another one. Doctor. No. You want to be a consultant. You don't need to be a consultant now. You can just remain where you are. What is it? After all, doctors are well respected. Pharmacists, what are you still doing? Engineer, there's something called NSC, registered with Nigerian Society of Engineers. There's COREN, there is this, there is that. There's certification in Oracle and IT tech people. There's AI now. Be certified in this, know this. No, you people are stressing yourself too much. I can't come and keep myself. Average-minded mentality people. You need to break out from such company. You see, you need to invest in yourself. I always have an amount I must invest in myself. You see, a farmer, when a farmer harvests, that's your income. Have you seen a farmer who is successful, who eats all their produce? They just harvested corn. Corn is in the season now. They harvest their beans, their corn, and then they'll bring everything together, they eat it. Have you seen that before? When you are thinking of the next season, you set aside. So that income you are earning is a seed. You must multiply that. And the best investment you must put in yourself is here. Is your mind, is you. That is your personal capacity building investment. Your intellectual property, nobody can take away from you. Intellectual property. It is, you are the repository of knowledge. You are the bank. Organizations employ you as, how many of you work for, you are a career professional. You work for others. You see, you are a consultant. Say, I'm a consultant. Who is a consultant? A consultant is somebody who is skillful, who has skills, who has knowledge to present, to give and be paid for. So you can choose to transfer your services to another organization tomorrow. By choice, you can say, these people value me more. Or I have reached my ceiling of growth in this place. I want more. Then you take that, all your knowledge, all the skills, all that you have learned, you take them, then you go and become useful in another organization. You see, once you are knowledgeable of that, you invest in yourself. The books you buy, the courses you take, the trainings you go for, the certifications and all of that, they are yours. It's all here in your repository. So you can take it anywhere, transferable. Nobody can take that away from you. And that's all yours. All right? So you must build capacity. You must invest in yourself. You must nurture. You must develop your talents. It is not enough to be given potential. You must water it. You must nurture that leadership. The best way to lead is to lead. The best way to talk is to what? Is to talk. The best way to walk is to what? Is to walk. Walk and fall. I'm able to do this because I spoke. Because I grabbed opportunity. Not to say that the first time it was easy. We have you seen somebody holding mic and mic is shaking? Tension and all that. We've done that. We've done solo before. Soloist. You stand in front of... We've done all that. But will that deter us from trying? You try again. And the more you do it, you get what? Better. Practice makes for what? Improvement. You never attain. Practice makes for improvement. You don't want... Your perfect state today would need improvement tomorrow. Are we together? There are 4 stages of learning. Unconscious incompetence. I don't know that I do not know. That is an unconscious state of incompetence. You do not know that you don't know. But once you become aware, you move from that state to the next stage, which becomes conscious incompetence. That's the next stage of learning. Now I know that I do not know. But that's a dangerous place to be if you don't take actions. And that's why we're here. If you know you don't know, what should you do? Do something about it. Bridge that competency gap. When you are able to bridge that gap, then you get to a state of unconscious competence. Stage 3. It means that now I know that I know. And then you go to the stage 4, a stage of unconscious competence. I don't need to bother. If I'm driving, if I'm riding, it's effortless. So you get so proficient in that, but there is a danger. It's a circle. If you stay in that state of unconscious competence for too long, and then you get satisfied, Confucius said, with learning, fools become wise. Without learning, the wise becomes what? Foolish. You will become obsolete. And therefore, learning is a continuum. It's a continuous circle. You keep honing it. You keep building capacity. And when the time for rising came, DJO, he announced himself because he had built capacity at some point. So build capacity where you are. Tell somebody, build capacity. Conquer limiting mindsets. You see, your mindset is crucial. Your mind is where you win the battle. Your mind is where everything stops and starts. Your programming, your conditioning. All of us have been programmed. All of us have been conditioned. By no fault of yours. That's where you're coming from. Your parents, your teachers, your environment. You see, where you were born, we condition you. I grew up in Katsina State, neighboring. I grew up in Katsina. Beautiful, peaceful, but small town. As at the time I was growing up, there was no university in Katsina. No university when I was a youth. So I had to go to ABU to look for admission, Uniben, then finally University of Maiduguri. Right? There was no university. There was a polytechnic, there was a college. But in that small town, I said, you know what? This is what I want. No offense, nothing wrong if it's a college you want to go to. I went to college first, but I left. Right? If it's HND you want to have, fantastic. Just know what you want. It's for you. You're not doing it for anybody. Whatever, you can make the best. But I knew what I wanted. I said, I want to go to university. And my elder brother didn't go to university. He went to a polytechnic. He was going already. But I said, this is where I want to be. So I started pursuing on my own because there was a vision. Oh, nobody has done it before. So your environment can limit you. Nobody to inspire you. Your parents say, come on, it's never been done. Nobody's a graduate in this house. Have you ever seen anybody travel abroad before? Have you ever seen anybody become a medical doctor in this family? Conditioning. Your teacher says, shut up. What do you know? Don't talk. That is conditioning. Verbal reaffirmations. What you heard over and over and over. You become that. So you must conquer those limiting mindsets. People grow up with, I cannot do it. Oh, I'm a girl, I cannot be an engineer. I'm just a lady, I cannot drive. I'm a lady, I cannot do that. Fear. Self-sabotage. When an opportunity comes, they say, no, I can't do it. They sabotage themselves. Lack of self-belief. So many people are so timid because the first time you stood up in class, they laughed at you. And so what? Primary school, long time ago, long. And now you're still carrying that baggage, that weight, negative thoughts. It can't be done. Tell somebody it can be done. It can be done. Seek for mentors. You must have somebody who to mentor you, to partner with you, to coach you. Seek for partners. Somebody who has walked the road ahead of you. Somebody who has led. Somebody who is leading. Somebody who has been able to master self, and now they've been able to transfer that into leading others. What do? They know the pitfalls. They know the potholes. They know where to meander. And then you say, brother, sir, how did you do that? A mentor will show you the road. A coach will show you how to go about it. So seek for those people, those who are ahead of you. We all sought for people who are ahead of us, and then you go to them. And then you want to lead from where you are. Finally, as I wrap up now. Lead from where you are. Tell somebody, lead from where you are. You see, the highest form of leadership is leading without authority. It is not about position. It is not about authority. Stand out, step up, step out, show up, be different in that office, in that business, become visible. Position yourself for visibility. Don't shy away from responsibility. Stop playing small. Stop being a mediocre. Deliver value in that office. When they say do your report, let your report be different. Do graphics to it. Add something extraordinary. Use AI. Step up. Partner. Learn how to use it as a collaborator and use your pivot table or pivot chart or your Power BI, whatever, to present your reports and make it look so unique that they say, who is this person? That's how you build leadership. Be interested. Don't say, I have not attained the position, so I should not read policies. I should not read organizational strategy. I should not read all the publications. It means you are thinking at the worker level. But once you want to get to the top, begin to pay attention. Whether you're the cleaner, pay attention to what is going on in the organization. Pay attention to all the policies, all the bulletins, all the releases. Read them. And when there is a conversation, speak. When you speak intelligent, like, wow, for his level, he knows so much. They are noticing you. And when the right time comes, you see, opportunities will be created for you. Finally, I'll tell you my story. I say that to say this. Currently in my profile, you saw this, my last story, and then I'll close from here. You see, once upon a time, so I knew what I wanted. So I used to be a banker. I resigned from the bank voluntarily because I wanted more. I wanted this space to speak. I wanted HR, capacity building, training, corporate trainings, coaching, that called to me. I knew I wanted that, so I did so. I explored. I stepped out to try something new. I resigned. I just gotten married. I had a child, my first daughter. I said, this is a risk. Take risk. I took the risk. And I went to do my first certification in HR. I said, I want to do this because I want to position myself for opportunities. And then by God, yes, it will have some bumpy roads here and there. Good support from my wife and all, and my family. And by the grace of God, we started growing. Got some experience here and there. Some years ago, I got an opportunity. I've always wanted to say, I want to practice after doing other things. I want to practice in a global organization, international standard, and all of that. I saw an organization from the UK, development, humanitarian, INGO, operating in Nigeria, just a consultancy position, just small money, like an intern, 120K. Some years ago, I said, okay, just take it, go and try it. Forgetting that I've risen to almost an assistant bank manager, operations manager then. I left. I got that opportunity, even though that was not I had post 10 years work experience before taking this role. But I took the entry level position. Why? I knew what I was looking for. I wanted to break into that sector. Right there, I knew I was a leader. I knew it. And then from there, I began to move on. Anytime there is something, I step up. I don't say I'm an associate. I got an associate. I say I'm an associate, assistant. But I acted different. When do senior management come to work? We resume 9 o'clock. Senior management come to work 7:30 to 8. I imbibe that same character. I come to work 7:30, 8 o'clock. But normal resumption is 9 o'clock. People come to work 9. You can work from home, flexible system, Weibo, and all that. But I said, this is what I want. I started doing that. When there's an opportunity, I stepped up. I did this, I did that. Before you know it, the next position came. Before you know it, the next position came. Started doing all that, and finally, the senior leadership position came up to head the same team that I came just to be earning an equivalent of an intern as just an external consultant. That position came. The auditioning started long time ago when you were leading, you were demonstrating leadership. You were showing that I could step up, I could take on responsibilities, do what they were not paying me to do. And when that time came, by the grace of God, we interviewed with people external, not internal. Amongst all the people that applied, rigorous selection process, regional. By the time the thing came, by the grace of God, yours truly came best amongst them. And then the role was given to me to lead the entire operations comprising HR, procurement, admin, logistics, ICT, security, leading in the nation. But then I was just a HR person. HR person who paid interest in admin, who paid interest in procurement, who had interest for building capacity. And that capacity, by the grace of God, has paid off. I say this to tell you that it is not about what you hear. It is not where you are now. It is where you have visualized yourself to be. Therefore, decide today. Take ownership. Take responsibility. Take actions. The essence of knowledge is having it to apply it. and not having it to confess your ignorance. Now, is somebody going to go for it? Are you going to go for it? Are you going to go for it? Are you going to take actions? Say, I will take responsibility. I will take actions. I will take the steps. And I'll see you at the top. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much.